I signed it because I am an MP who lived through the Brexit years, what we describe as the Brexit years, where Parliament just wasn't functioning. We weren't able to represent or serve our constituents as we should have been. And so much of that was because the Speaker at the time just tended to veer away from what would have been described as normal way of running things in the House of Commons. And unfortunately for me, yesterday was just a return to that. And I immediately felt deeply uncomfortable about what was being done, what the Speaker had proposed, how he had taken away really the right of SNP to hold their debate as they normally would for opposition day debate. And it doesn't work for anyone, doesn't serve any of our constituents.
Have you had doubts about Sir Lindsay Hoyle as a speaker before? His argument for allowing the vote was that it was for MPs' own safety.
I had no concern before now. Obviously, there's a few things where you feel one side might be getting a little bit more telling off maybe than others, but I have no real concern at all. I just don't necessarily buy that. I'm an MP who there's been a small number of instances which have been quite intimidating to my staff. I've had my name written on bits of infrastructure referring to genocide. Obviously, some of the emails we receive are quite hostile. And I understand because the situation in Israel and Gaza is truly horrific. But if what happened yesterday was intended to calm the nation down and to make MPs and in particular their staff feel safer, it certainly didn't have that outcome.
Do you think he was trying to help Labour? Do you think Labour lent on him? What's your explanation for his decision?
I don't know what went on. I just don't understand why he took that decision. Labour have had many opposition day debates since the horrendous attacks on 7th of October. They had many opportunities to put forward motions in relation to ceasefires. And I just think that for any reason, but particularly on a day as important as yesterday, to veer away from what we would see as just a standing routine procedure just seemed to lack judgment that actually at this time and this close to an election, we can't afford that in the Speaker of the House of Commons.
Perhaps because it is so close to the election, nothing's likely to change. Do you think this early day motion will make a difference?
I don't know, but it might. If Lindsay survives, if the Speaker survives, it will certainly help to maybe just for him to realise that to do anything that goes against his own clerk's advice is not wise counsel. And maybe it will just help to correct things and be a warning shot across the bow to make sure that Parliament generally works. I mean, I go into Parliament because I care about my constituents. I care about the people of Great Britain and those around the world that rely on us and our amazing parliamentary democratic system. I want it to work at its best as much as possible. And that's the only reason I signed the EDM.